I mean, after all this headwinds started, we are interacting with our investors. They are all confident, they are bullish. They don't feel that, something is going to impact them as much as talked about. And you see, these shifts are creating opportunities for which we are trying to be ready. So I'm absolutely sure that, our endeavor to become a $1 trillion economy, we have already charted the path, and I don't think that these headwinds will be able to disrupt us.
So how are you positioning the state to lure the investments? Where are the opportunities? We know that the state is seeing a new phase of industrialization.
So you see, right now if you look at Mumbai, Mumbai is already our fintech capital. And now the fintech and AI revolution is actually captured in Mumbai. And who's who into fintech is now coming to Mumbai. And I think that in fintech and AI, we are focusing more on Mumbai. If we look at the IT revolution and biotech, we are focusing more on Pune. If you look at new sectors like AV, we are focusing Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. Now our new destination is Gadchiroli, which is fastly becoming the new steel hub of India. And I think if you look at the new industry, we are focusing more on the new industry into green technologies, into smart technologies, and we are experiencing a lot of interests because of global situation. I think the +1 policy we are experiencing here. So we are actually doing business with all the major global players. We are doing it with Toyota. We are doing it with Hyundai. We are doing it with NTT. And also the Indian global companies like Reliance, like JSW, like Tata, like Mahindra. Everybody is investing in Maharashtra.
So for those watching and investors waiting to dip their toes in the state of Maharashtra, where should their money be going to?
So I think it depends upon what is their interest. Because Maharashtra,
where would you like?
Maharashtra offers a menu. So I mean, you can choose. So if like in the coastal region of Konkan, we are developing a huge port now. The biggest port of India is JNPT port of Mumbai. Now we are building a new port, which is Vadhavan port, which is 3 times bigger than Mumbai, and it will be on the day of inception. It will be amongst first 10 ports of world. So that is creating an absolute new ecosystem. We are building Mumbai near the new Mumbai airport, which will be 3 times bigger than Mumbai. We are building a 4th Mumbai in the area of where a 3rd airport will come, where the bullet train will also stop. So entirely a new city, a new ecosystem we are building. We are building innovation city in the new Mumbai. This innovation city will be one of its kind, where we want to host all type of innovations and we want to create a city for innovation. Again, we are building a Edu city where all the foreign universities can actually house themselves, and we have already finalized 5 foreign universities which are amongst first 100 global universities. If you look at in and around Mumbai and Pune, a huge ecosystem is being created. But apart from that, if you go to Vidarbha, a new ecosystem you can see, where now solar manufacturing, a lot of solar manufacturing is being done, and a lot of it being. So I think in every part of Maharashtra there is an opportunity, and not just opportunity, but we are also creating an ecosystem. If you look at our MIDC parks, our industrial parks, all of our industrial parks are well equipped. They have very good infrastructure, and we are also creating 30 plug and play industrial parks where the industries can locate themselves, and we are working more on ease of doing business and cost of doing business. So we are trying to make this investment experience absolutely hassle-free.
You talk about building an ecosystem. One of the issues, if you take a look at India as a whole, the young people, we talk about demographic dividends. people are actually finding it hard to find jobs. And also skilled labor is hard to come by. You're talking about a data capital. You're talking about a fintech capital. Surely skills will be an issue. How are you addressing that issue?
So you're absolutely right. I mean, as we all know that 65% data center capacity that is created in India is created in the state of Maharashtra. So we are surely the data center capital, but at the same time we are also startup capital. I mean, the young minds are innovating in such a way that they are creating startups. So if you look at the Startup India report, which is published recently, that shows that by absolute number and by absolute investment, now the startup capital is Maharashtra. It's no more Bangalore, it's no more Hyderabad. It is Maharashtra. And capital is also Maharashtra. And also in the space of AI startups, Maharashtra is leading the way. So I think there's huge talent. There's no dearth of talent. There's huge talent.
No shortage.
Not absolutely no shortage. There's huge talent. And I think with our endeavor of creating skill manpower, we have already started a skill university. This skill university is catering to create skill in all sectors, whether it is low-end skills or high-end skills. So we are trying to do that. Recently with Microsoft, we actually trained 10,000 women in AI. So I think this endeavor of creating skilled manpower is also there. So I don't think that there will be any dearth of skilled manpower in the state of Maharashtra.
The next Silicon Valley?
I think, yes.
I like the Your officials, Maharashtra officials, have been very busy trying to lower investments. At the recent World Economic Forum in Davos, you signed 60 MOUs. That's massive.
Absolutely.
If translated well, that could amount to about $200 billion. Give us an update. 3 months down, where are you with those MOUs?
Yeah, so I'm happy to tell you that 80% of our MOU are in absolute rolling. They are in action. So we have already given them what we promised. We have offered them land. They have also taken land. And we are actually helping them in taking all the clearances. So I think 80% are absolutely on track. And 20% are also on track, but a little behind the schedule because they have certain regulatory issues which they comply. But I think, and after these global headwinds, we again interacted with them, and we made sure that there's no impact on them. And I'm happy to tell you, none of them is backing out. Everybody is there.
Can you shed some light on who the investors are, which companies?
See, there are companies like NTT in the space of data. Amazon is there. Indians are also there, like Reliance and JSW, who are doing global businesses. So you name it, and they are there.
So we can expect a record amount.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We are looking at Maharashtra accounts for about 35% of the FDIs that India receives. I'm just wondering, given the optimism and so much interest and the growth trajectory, the state contribute more than 35% in the next 3 to 5 years? Could it grow to 50% of total FDI?
So if you look at, last few quarters, it has been 40%, 45% and 50%. Cumulative is 35%, but there have been instances in past few years that Maharashtra has received 48%, 49% of the FDI that came to India, and it's increasing. So I think, yes, it is possible that we may go to 40, 45% of the total comes to India.
There's been a lot of talk about the impact of the tariffs. If you take a look at what the OECD itself projecting, slower growth for the world. And inevitably, more tariffs would mean slower growth, including for countries like India. In my conversation with the Commerce Minister yesterday, he said that there'll be little impact on India's growth. What kind of impact do you see on India and on the state?
So you see, Commerce Minister is more equipped to talk about that. But of Maharashtra, we also interacted with certain experts. And in the major fields where Maharashtra we see that there is a moderate impact, not very high, and in most of the fields we see that there is a huge opportunity created, like in the textiles, where Maharashtra is doing very well. There's a huge opportunity which is created. Even there are several sectors where we feel that a lot of opportunity will be created. So as of now, our first interaction with financial experts tells us that it's not going to impact us much. It's going to impact us moderately.
What keeps you up? What are the risks you see for the economy here?
See, right now the biggest risk for the economy is climate change, because predominantly we are also agrarian economy. An agrarian economy is most impacted by climate change. But having said that, now we have started focusing more on climate resilient agriculture. We are working with the World Bank. We have rolled certain projects where we are trying to make our climate proof. We are trying to we have announced a mission of AI in agriculture. And using AI modules, we want to make our agriculture more predictable. We want to make the shifts of nature more predictable in the agriculture. So I think that is one area of concern where ultimately much is dependent upon the nature, and that gives me sleepless nights.
There are also that the tariffs imposed by Trump may affect business in India. Is that a huge concern for you?
I think, what interactions we had, we feel that, yes, there will be some impact, but we also see some opportunities, some new markets growing. So I think, there will be shift in the supply chain, and we are making us ready to, accommodate that shift. So we are not as worried as, people feel that it's going to impact.
Is there any reason to be concerned about the state debt? Because if you take a look at the level, I think it's tripled in the last decade. For investors sitting here, is that something they should be worried about?
They should not be, because I think in India, if you look at the fiscal health of the states, in Maharashtra is the best. Because, if you look at the trajectories set by our FRBM Act or by the Reserve Bank, not a single year we have surpassed. Our fiscal deficit is below 3%. We have maintained it. Our entire debt is just 17% of our GDP. If you look at other states, it is 24%, 25%. Actually, we are allowed up to 25%, but we have maintained up to 17%. And if you look at last 10 years, our GDP has grown from 13 lakh crore to around 45 lakh crore. So 3 times we have increased our GDP, and compared to that, our debt has not increased in that fold. So I think as of now, there is no area of concern. As of now, we are maintaining our fiscal health. And in Maharashtra, we have always tried to maintain our fiscal health, because Maharashtra is known for good economy. We contribute 14 to 15% to the national GDP. And if you look at, these times GST collection figures, Maharashtra has excelled. If you look at, say, our competitors, because fellow state, but if you put together number 2 and number 3 together, then also Maharashtra is more than that. So I think this huge buoyancy we could see. It's a 14% increase last year in Maharashtra's tax collections. So I think things are fine with the economy.
Why is there a reason to spend so much? Where are you spending? I know infrastructure is a key one.
I think infrastructure is something which we are trying to create. You can see the infrastructure projects today. We are building around 372 kilometers of metro network, out of which 115 kilometers almost complete. We have created road of Mumbai. This coastal road will be extended up to Virar, so it will be on the western side. The entire sea link will be created and the western side will be decongested. We are creating a multi-model hub which will be from Virar to Alibag. So that will create an entire loop around Mumbai. So entire traffic of Mumbai will be decongested because of that. We actually connected Mumbai with the hinterland with Atal Setu, which is 22-kilometer sea bridge. It's one of the longest sea bridge ever built in India. And that has opened up an absolutely new ecosystem now with the new Mumbai airport and the connectivity with Mumbai. As I have told you, the third Mumbai we are creating there, where this Edu City, where Health City, where Innovation City, all these cities will be built. So I think, and not just this, but we are actually creating a network of access control roads. So if you look at the Samruddhi Highway which we have created, this Samruddhi Highway has actually connected us to 15 districts of Maharashtra to the port, to the JNPT port. Now we are connecting this Samruddhi Highway to the new Vadhavan port, and that will actually, advantage to 17 districts to have port-led development. So around roads, ports, airports, our new Mumbai airport will be ready in next 2 months. We are actually building a new airport in Pune, a brownfield new airport in Nagpur, one more airport at Shirdi. So many airports we are building, ports, roads, highways, bridges. I think we are actually creating an ecosystem to make us a part of global supply chain.
Some have pointed out, though, that a lot of the infrastructure that you're building is mainly in the metro area, planned for the second, third tier cities.
So I think the metro area infrastructure is more focused. Actually, we are building more infrastructure in the rural area, connecting the rural area. Like I told, the highway is something, it's a highway which we build in spending 55,000. And now that has actually given advantage to the farmers of 15 districts, because they are connected to the port, they are connected to the cities, they are connected to the market. We are again building one more access control road, which is Shaktipit Highway, which will be from Nagpur to, and this will be around 900 kilometers road, and it will actually give advantage to the entire Marathwada region. And pertaining to the roads, but for the rural area, we are actually doing river linkage. 4 river linkage projects. These 4 river linkage projects will cost us around 3 lakh crores, but they will make Maharashtra drought free. So right now, the Godavari river, the Godavari basin, it caters to 49% of Maharashtra's agriculture in terms of irrigation, and also in terms of drinking water and water for the industry. But it is a deficit basin. We are bringing water which is flowing from westward flowing rivers, which goes directly into sea. We are bringing that water to Marathwada, and that will make the Godavari basin a surplus basin. We will be drought free. Again, in the Vidarbha region, we are actually building a 500 kilometer canal, which will be like a 500 kilometer new river, linking 2 rivers, and that will absolutely make Vidarbha drought free. So I think we are doing more in the rural area. However, the focus is always more on the metro area.
What's the vision? I mean, the theme says the next 25 years, but I'm not going to put that to you because you need a proper crystal for that. We can't even say how it's going to look in 5 years. But in 5 years, how do you see the state evolving?
See, there's a focus vision which we have created. Like we created an economic advisory committee under chairman of Tata Sons, Mr. N. Chandrasekharan. CEOs were part of it from diverse sectors, and they have charted a roadmap for us to make Maharashtra a $1 trillion economy by 2029. And some of the things which we are going to do is by 2030, due to our energy transition endeavor, we will be 52% green. I mean, today our energy mix is it will be 25%, but by 2030, 52% of our energy mix will be absolutely green. It will come from non-conventional sources. Apart from that, this entire MMR region, we have created a plan for MMR region, because we feel that only the MMR region has capability to become a $1.5 trillion economy. So we are working on that. Again, one such cluster we are creating around Pune, one such cluster we are creating around Nagpur. So actually right now what we have planned is balanced development. In Maharashtra, although Maharashtra is forward state, economically it's very strong state, but there are districts which are lagging behind. So now the focus is on districts. We are investing in districts so that the districts which are lagging behind will also come forward and the economic opportunities will be created in those districts. So I think that by next 5 years, one will be able to see absolute growth in Maharashtra.
All that depends on funding, and a lot of the funding actually comes from remittances. I think Maharashtra receives 20% of all the remittances that India receives, and now we're seeing a crackdown on legal and illegal immigration. Do you see that in any way impacting your remittances?
I don't see that much, because I mean, I should not be saying this, but all that is happening is not of much of concern to Maharashtra, because Maharashtra's presence in US is in Silicon Valley. So I mean, they are the people who matter the most for US also. So I don't see any problem about that. Having said that, about funding, if you look at right now, globally, the investors see a lot of opportunity to invest in India. As you've seen that so much of investors have already come to us, and every day actually we are signing MOUs with global funds to fund us. And also right now even the global banks, they are very much interested in funding our projects. So as of now we don't see around funding.
Chief Minister, we have 20 seconds to go. I'll be remiss not to ask you this question. You have said that the successor of Prime Minister Modi will not come from the state of Maharashtra. What's the basis of that comment?
No, I have said that it is not right time to think about successor of Mr. Modi, because in 2029 Mr. Modi will be again Prime Minister.
Chief Minister, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. But I think you have to remain to sign the memo right here. Thank you.
Well, a huge thank you there to the Honourable Devendra Fadnavis.